Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode number 6. So last time we had a lot of different scenes with Kumasawa, Erica, and then the two Beatrices, and then the other, I guess the random person, right? Not random, but the mysterious one that we're always seeing the POV of. That's, I guess, chained up. I think it's still Angie, but we're gonna find out. Maybe Angie, maybe Beatrice, maybe the real culprit. Who knows, right? But I guess we're gonna find out. But let's see. Let's continue today. Let's see what happens. George slammed his last card down, ending the game with his victory once again. Everyone grasped in unison. The cousins' room was filled with laughter as they enjoyed their card game.
やっぱりジョージの兄貴が持ってたか。憎い。スペードの6が憎い。
Six of spades. Didn't Kanon say he was gonna play with him?
バートラのダイヤの8もエグかったぜ。もう悔しい。
ジョージお兄ちゃんすごい。また勝った。
そうだよ。また僕たちの勝ちだね。
Maria couldn't really hold her own in an all-out battle, so she had teamed up with George, which is why she was celebrating with his victory. Oh, Kanon is here now, okay.
乾杯です。
I like seeing Kanon like this, yeah. Him joining with the cousins, this is nice. Kanon winced and let his cards drop to the table, him showing more emotion, I mean, when with other people, right? Because he would only show like other emotions whenever we're seeing scenes with him and Shannon. But now him doing this with the cousins, that's good. The game of sevens between Kanon and the cousins had been a fierce battle. Normally they would take things easy since Maria was there, so this sort of game was rare. Kanon had started taking the game seriously, unwilling to lose. So George and Butler had responded and the battle had grown fierce. Unlike Butler, who was carefree enough to enjoy it whether he won or lost, Kanon's mood changed drastically with every victory and defeat. It was less of a dislike for losing and the more that he was just or wasn't used to playing. He wasn't used to trading a few wins and losses with his opponents, so he took even losses within a game seriously. Since he had resolved to win and had unfortunately challenged the veteran players, George and Butler, the result was plain to see. As Kanon slumped his shoulders, Jessica slapped him on the back.
惜しかった惜しかった。でも楽しいぜ。
Ooh.
本気で戦うのはね。
They stopped at I love, then continued it afterwards. Come on.
本気だろうとそうでなかろうと結果が負けでは何の意味も。
とんでもない。本気で戦った結果の負けならすがすがしいもんだぜ。いい加減に戦っての負けじゃ本気出してたら勝ってたうんぬんで未練タラタラでしょ。
そうだな。全力を尽くした奴は言い訳しない。そして結果に関わらず爽やかなもんさ。そうだね。そしてそういう人間が一番怖いのさ。そこから必ず何かを学び成長するからね。
確かに僕は臆病だから何も学ばなかった。だから未だに未熟なんだ。
I am furniture, so any dreams I might have are pointless. Because he'd rigidly believed that, he distanced himself from everything, shut himself away. However, during the same time, Shannon had undergone many life adventures, and now her hand was resting on the door separating furniture and humans. The old Kanon would only have seen this card game as a way to pass the time. However, the new Kanon was now capable of gaining something new from this experience. That's probably what it means to grow. Furniture does nothing but rot with the passage of time. The ability to grow is a privilege given only to humans.
一緒に遊んでくれてありがと
Okay, now we're gonna have a scene between both of them.
う。西とか書いたり、忙しかったんだろ
Feeling in the log.
付き合ってくれて、本当にサンキューだぜ。
いいえ。僕も楽しかったです。いえ、これが楽しいことなんだって理解できました。
Yeah, it's nice seeing Kanon smile like this. Very nice.
僕を無理に誘ってくれてありがとうございます。
私たちはさ、もっともっといろいろなことに挑戦していこう。そして君が知らなかったものを探しに行こう。それでさっきの話だけどさ、ギターとか興味ない？
Guitar. Oh yeah, because Jessica was remember that in the school festival she was singing, right? So yeah.
いや、別に無理にとは言わないけど、
So they can pretty much, let's say, hang around each other much more. Yeah, Kanon can learn how to play guitar, and then Jessica could sing.
きっと難しいでしょうね。
まあね。でもさ、そこは丁寧に教えるし、練習は私も付き合うから。まあ言うほど私も上手くないんだけどね。
At first, Kanon was scared that he might make a complete fool of himself if he touched a musical instrument for the first time in his life. After all, he knew that screwing up like that would make him feel bad. However, Kanon was starting to learn.
初めてで下手なのは当たり前です。それから逃げてたら永遠に何も学べない。何にも至れない。
そうさ。だからこそ人は上達を実感して面白くなるんじゃねえかよ。私だって最初はさ、右手と左手が別々に動くってだけでもう全然ダメだったぜ。でも少しずつコツが分かってくるとさ、だんだん当たり前になってきて。
I mean, it's always like that. In the beginning, it's always hard, yes. And then, once you just play and play and play, you will get used to it. And then it's gonna be, as she says, feel more natural. And then you're gonna be much more better.
僕もその境地に至りたいです。そのための道の一つにお嬢様との音楽活動があるなら、ぜひご一緒させてください。
本当に？
はい。きっと最初は不出来でお嬢様を失望させてしまうこともあるでしょう。でも本気でやっての失敗だったら、それは清々しいものに違いないとさっきお嬢様たちに教わりましたから。
照れるぜ。
お嬢様のことをあなたは太陽のような人なのに、僕が目を背けていたから。こんなにもずっと近くにいたのにそれに気づけなかった。
I like how Kanon is just saying just this openly now, right? Like back then he wouldn't express any of his feelings, and now he expresses them. He just keeps saying I love you all the time with Jessica.
じゃあもっと好きになってもらえるように頑張っちゃうぜ。
Like he's not suppressing anymore. He's yeah, just letting it free.
いや
Kanon's serious and competitive words were more than enough to make Jessica shy. However, Kanon's expression unexpectedly clouded.
僕がお嬢様を好きになれる理由はこんなにもはっきりしています。だからわからなくて辛いです。
何が？
お嬢様が僕を好きになる理由です。お嬢様と違い、僕は何も照らしてない。
I wonder though, yeah, why did Jessica like Canon?
今だってお嬢様に照らされながらその背中についていってるだけです。
Like you could say that, like doesn't Jessica go to like an all-girls school as well, right? And then yes, in the island, I mean, she's living here, and the one closer to her age, I mean, is who? Canon. So yeah, I guess.
そんなみすぼらしい僕をお嬢様が好きになる理由が何一つ思いつかないんです。
そんなことはないぜ。カノン君にだっていいところはいっぱいある。
恥を忍んでお聞きします。お嬢様は僕の何が気に入られたのですか？
Canon hung his head. Since he had never learned anything on his own, he had never been able to take the initiative with her in any way. The fact that he was accepting her affection one-sidedly, unable to do anything but simply receive it, made him sad and frustrated himself. Jessica was lost for words. After all, compared to the reason that Canon had started to love Jessica, Jessica's reason was a lot more vague. She had heard Shannon talking about her love with George, and at school she and her friends had always talked about her relationship with boys. There would be nothing strange about a girl fascinated by the idea of romance developing an interest in a nearby member of the opposite sex. However, if you put that into words, it might be misinterpreted to mean that any nearby boy would have done just as well. However, she could still be proud of the feelings she felt at this very instant. She really did love Canon, and she truly wanted to experience romance. As a result, they might end up together or they might not. However, if she reached that result without holding back, she could accept it no matter which it was. That's why she was able to become serious and honest about how she felt. However, she couldn't find the right words to tell Canon this. When Canon saw Jessica bite her lower lip in frustration, he finally realized.
バカだな、僕は。僕のどこが気に入ったんですかなんて質問。本当にバカらしいと思ったんです。自分に本気じゃないから自分のことさえ理解できてない証拠なんだ。そんなことをお嬢様に言わせようとするなんて僕は最低だ。
そんなことないよ。女の子だって男子に告白されたら最初に聞いてみたい質問だもん。自分のどこを気に入ってくれたのって。
それを相手に尋ねる時点で僕は未熟なんです。そんな未熟者に気に入ってもらえるようなものがある。
いや、そうじゃなくて
Jessica panicked, trying to desperately explain how she felt. However, Canon was calm, and then he spoke.
だから僕がお嬢様を好きになるようにお嬢様にも僕を好きになってほしい。そのために僕は自分を変えていくことにします。今はまだこんな自分をお嬢様に好きになってもらえるとは到底思えません。でもいつか必ず。
ああ、絶対素敵なカノン君になれるよ。私がベタベタに惚れちゃうくらいの素敵な男の子になれる。私はそれまでずっと一緒にいるから。時間なんていくらでもある。
時間がそうないのが悔やまれます。
There isn't that much time left.
時間って？
家具の話をするとお嬢様が悲しまれます。でも話さなければなりません。そしてそれは僕が本気で戦わなければならないことでもあるのです。
何の話？家具だから恋ができないとか、そういう話ならもう聞きたくないよ。カノン君は家具なんかじゃない。人間だよ。
はい。だから人間になろうと思います。ですがまだ家具なんです。
ならなろうよ、人間に。
かつて魔女は教えてくれました。この世の一なる元素、それは愛だと。それはこの世に住まう人間は当たり前のように享受できるものです。しかし家具として生み出されたこの世ならざる身には当たり前ではないのです。その当たり前でないものを得るには魔法か奇跡が必要なんです。
In just the same way that Nesan and George-sama would never have ended up as they have without borrowing the power of that golden butterfly brooch.
さっきからこれがわからないの。
何がわからぬというか、
The brooch?
聞かせよ。
今回のゲームが始まり、短くない時間がシャノンやカノンの恋への決意に割かれてきたわ。
Okay.
それ自体は自らを家具と蔑んできた少年少女の青春の決意と成長の物語と好意的に見てもいい。でも二人のある前提にさっきから強い違和感を覚えるの。
なぜ魔法が必要なのかであるか？
シャノンもカノンも、いえ、あえて家具と呼ぶわ。家具たちは最初から一貫して人間とは恋愛ができないと主張してきた。そこに黄金蝶のブローチという魔法が介在し、その魔法という奇跡の結果、ジョージお兄ちゃんとの恋愛が成立した。そう主張してるわ。
身分の違いによる許されぬ恋が実るには、
Forbidden love between people of different classes.
魔法の奇跡でもないことにはありえぬと、そう考えたとしても無理はあるまい。
そうね。だから使用人の身分であるシャノンとカノンが共に後宮家の人間に恋をし、許されざる恋に苦悩して自らを家具と卑下したとしても、それは納得できるの。
ではそなたの納得できない点とは？
再び魔法の力がなければ結婚はできない。それがシャノンとカノンの二人の共通認識になってる。これがどうしてもよく理解できないの。
After meeting in secret for quite some time, George and Shannon had finally gotten engaged. Both were fully prepared for it emotionally, and though there would be some trouble with relatives, it would probably be impossible for anyone to prevent their marriage by this point.
結ばれようとする二人の間に立つなぞ。飛ぶ矢の前に立ちてそれを掴もうとするにも等しい愚行よ。
そういうこと。伴侶を生涯守りきると誓ったジョージお兄ちゃんにとって、両親の反対や感動さえ恐れるものではない。むしろそれらさえも彼女への愛を示すちょうどいい試練だとさえ思っているわ。つまり二人は必ず結婚する。誰も拒めない。そして二人は婚約を快諾した。
誰にも拒めない、阻めない。馬に蹴られてなんとやらであるな。
そう。だから不思議なの。魔法なんて必要ない。
If George and Shannon had wanted Ava's approval for the engagement, then magic might really have been necessary. After all, Ava had forbidden his relationship with her. No matter how much George spoke on Shannon's behalf, the chances, of Ava being convinced were very near zero. If that were the case, it would be understandable if they'd wanted a magical miracle to make Ava acknowledge that engagement.
しかし、ジョージお兄ちゃんはきっぱりと誓ってるわ。両親に婚約を認められなくても構わないと。そう。
I think the only way for Ava to acknowledge Shannon is if Shannon gave Ava a lot of money. That's the only way, yeah.
二人の婚約を阻む理由は何も存在しないの。そしてそれはシャノンだってよく知ってるはず。なのになぜ彼女はこの順風満帆の婚約を受けたこの夜になおも魔法の奇跡を祈るの？
I mean, I guess you could say that there's still some doubt. There's doubt inside of her.
魔法の奇跡を得なければ結ばれる資格もないというのが家具たちの主張であるな。
つまりこういうこと。
Let's just say in a real sense, right? Not with the magic and stuff. Maybe let's say if we put it in the real world, yeah, like she's still praying for a miracle magic. Maybe she still has doubts, I guess. Yes, she still has doubts. As when we're talking about this one, for example, we have Shannon, we got Shannon, George, Canon, and then Jessica, right? And then you can add Butler there and Beatrice. As yeah, for my theories, they're pretty much just I guess, let's say one person, right? But they're presented here differently. So, and then yeah, even Canon and Shannon were talking earlier, right? Like if one of them, like one, let's say, yeah, if Jessica won, I don't know, let's say Shannon won, I mean, him and George are gonna leave, and then Canon, yes, Canon is gonna be gone as well, because technically they're just the same person, so yeah. You can only pursue one love, I suppose. So I guess there's doubts in there that, yeah. She gonna be okay with this? Shannon with George? I don't know, it's just my thinking. Maybe that's why she's still praying for a miracle of magic. Like, but yeah, they were talking about this earlier in this episode. Canon and Shannon were talking about this, that if one of them succeeds in like truly loving the person, they would leave this island. So yeah, only one of them can truly love someone. And then if you include Beatrice right here, who is also included in this story, but for yeah, Beatrice right now, she's technically in pieces, right? We have different Beatrices that might fuse later on, but yeah, I think those three loves will be fighting. But what kind of fight are we gonna have? We're gonna find out.
シャノンはジョージの婚約を受けているけど、魔法の奇跡がなければ成就されない障害が残っていると知っていることになる。
Yeah, like she accepted it, but she knows that there's still some kind of barrier that can't be overcome without a magical miracle. Like, they're just saying magical miracle, but yeah, as I said, I think this is just doubt. Like, is it okay if I go through this? How about the other one, right? What if I go with Jessica instead? Right? And then Butler's not even Butler's stuff is not even talked about right now. Like, how about later? How about Butler, right?
そしてその障害は二人の努力では取り除けないとも。だから魔法という奇跡が必要。どうして魔法がいるの？愛し合う二人に結ばれるための他にどんな奇跡が必要だっていうの？
ふむ、なるほど。
Hetherin listened to Angie's interpretation, smiling in a satisfied way. Apparently she had already reached that conclusion and enjoyed watching Angie finally manage to do the same.
そしてその疑問はカノンにも向けられるわ。ジェシカお姉ちゃんとの恋路は始まったばかりだけど、二人の気持ちはまっすぐ。何の障害もないわ。黄金蝶のブローチの力なんか関係なく、もう恋仲に慣れてる。何年もの交際を経て、やがては結婚に行き着いても何もおかしくない。こっちも 障害は何も存在しないのよ。
クラウスと夏日に結婚を認めさせようと思わない限り、こちらもまた魔法の奇跡は必要なさそうであるな。
そういうこと。シャノンの生き方を見て、カノンもまた生き方を変えた。そして素直な気持ちを伝え、ジェシカお姉ちゃんと二人で恋路を歩み始めた。必要ないのよ、もはや魔法は。片思いの相手になら恋のおまじないも必要かもしれない。でももはや両者は相思相愛、意思も疎通できてる。なのにどうしてその上魔法の奇跡が必要なの？
Both furnitures were in relationship of mutual love. There shouldn't have been any need for a miracle any longer. So why do they still desire some miracle? And on top of that, the single brooch was portrayed as bestowing only a single miracle. It's almost as though Shannon was hesitating because if she used up that miracle for herself, Canon's chance at love would be automatically sealed away for eternity. Yes, as I was saying, you can only choose one. They can only choose one, right? It's either gonna be George, it's either gonna be Jessica, and then maybe later, yes, it's either gonna be Butler. So, yeah, it's more like conflicted feelings. You don't know where. Sure, let's say that there's a different personality for them. The Shannon personality, the Canon personality, and then the Beatrice personality. But at the end, you gotta choose one. So, if you choose one, and then as it says here, yeah, the chances of love of the other person will automatically be sealed away for eternity.
つまりこういうことよ。どうして家具は恋をしてはいけないの？
魔法という奇跡なくしてはなぜ恋が許されぬことになっているのかか。
そして頑なに恋ができないと嘆いていた家具たちにそれを許すことのできる黄金蝶のブローチって一体何だっていうの？
もちろん魔法の結晶であるぞ。
A crystallization of magic.
ただし、多くの魔法と同様に、反魔法の毒素で焼かれもする。
However, like most magic, it can be burnt by anti-magic toxin.
つまり、魔女や魔法を信じる者にしか効果がないということなんですね。
その通りだ。
The thing about this game, they always, because it's witches, it's magic. They're always saying this one, magic, anti-magic toxin. So sometimes it is a kind of hard to understand, right? Like, what are they talking about?
よって、わらわと交流することができたシャノンには、その効果を発揮した。
Like the terms that they're using, I mean, if they use other terms, it's much more easier to understand the story. But of course, the game is not doing that. They're making it much more vague.
しかしもし、シャノンがそのブローチを砂浜に落とし、何も知らぬ者が拾ったとしたら。
その者が反魔法の毒をまとっていたら、ブローチの魔法は力を発揮できない。
そういうことだ。魔女のアイテムは、直接の手渡しでなければ、力を失うことが多いということだ。しかし、魔女の存在を大勢の人間が認めることで、反魔法の毒素がなくなり、権限することができるのと同じに、大勢の人間がそのアイテムの魔力を信じれば、逆に魔力を維持することもある。
皮肉な話ですね。私たち魔女がどんな魔法を授けても、それを受け取れるかどうかは全て人間次第なんですね。
薬もそうだと聞いているぞ。同じ薬を飲んでも、その効果を知らされている人間にはより大きい効果が出るという。
あ、ちょっとわかります。
風邪薬とか飲んだ時、薬効の解説書とか読んでると薬の効きがいいような気がしますよね。
As she listened, Beato thought that magic sounded a bit like a ritual. When most humans think of magic, they think of incredible miracles being performed one after another in front of a crowd of other humans. However, this true magic that the older sister spoke of sounded almost like a ritual. Something that has no effect if the person using it doesn't believe. Shannon's heart was captured by George bit by bit as he grew by leaps and bounds. However, she had given up, thinking that one of a different class, such as herself, would never find love with him. That was when Beatrice had given her the golden butterfly brooch and encouraged her. Giving up means that you got zero chance of success. The Red Moon. However, the power of the magic makes you think there might be some of your wish coming true. Then the odds of it happening are at least greater than zero. Zero remains zero forever, so miracle is a fitting word to describe even a faint chance of coming into existence. Humans can use magic to defeat resignation. The process by which themselves make their probability of success zero. When a human refuses to give up, though their chance of success may be small, those chances do exist. Then the more determined they become, the greater those odds rise. It was easy to imagine Shannon making earnest wishes upon that brooch, believing in its effect, and trying little things over and over again to get George to like her.
信じる力が魔法になる。そして、それを信じさせるものが魔女だ。
Those who make others believe are witches. That's an interesting way to put it. If you think about it, it's true. Let's say a witch steps out into a spotlight, waves her staff in front of a crowd of onlookers, and make a rabbit appear out of thin air. The many people who see it will surely assume it to be a sleight of hand. They might wonder how it was accomplished, but they surely say that it could have been real magic. And when they applaud, it will be splendid, or it will be for a splendid trick that only appeared to be magic. What is the title of this chapter again? Magic of a different interpretation. Okay, but what if someone performed a sacred ceremony inside a great ancient temple in front of a crowd of believers and ended up with the exact same result? Would any of the people there think it was a sleight of hand? In fact, in the ancient past, when the magic tricks as a form of entertainment didn't even exist and divine spirits were worshipped, this would doubtlessly have been a miracle of magic.
なら、これは魔法になる。ほう。魔法の使いの魔女のそなたが初めて振るう魔法とはどんなものか。ここに空の紅茶のカップがあります。中身は空です。空っぽであるぞ。それからこれをこうしてテーブルの上に伏せておきます。それから一緒に目を閉じて魔法の呪文を唱えます。
It was the same magic that had been used to give Marius candy. Beato the Elder grinned and closed her eyes. When she saw this, Beato slowly chanted the incantation.
さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。カップの中に何が入っていたのか。さあさあ思い出してごらんなさい。カップの中に何が入っていたのか。
As she chanted, Beato slowly opened her eyes and made sure that the older sister was repeating her with her eyes closed. Then a single gold butterfly appeared out of nowhere, fluttered down onto the overturned cup and scattered away in a golden splash.
もうよいか？目を開けても。
はい。目を開けて、カップの中身を改めてください。
さてさて。そなたが初めて使う魔法はいかほどのものか。
Taking her time and dragging out the suspense, the older sister lifted up the cup.
おや？
いかがでしょうか？
When the cup was lifted, there lay a single golden rose petal.
これは魔法になるでしょうか？
うん、なるとも。そなたが魔法にて伏せたカップの中に黄金の花びらを生み出した。
Golden truth.
見事な魔法であったぞ。
愛がなければ見えない。
Without love, it cannot be seen.
それは理解できてるの。
これを手品だと断じるもよし。
Honestly, as we go through the story, you see a lot of stuff, right? That without love, you cannot actually see. Yeah, that's honestly that word, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, that phrase there. Without love, it cannot be seen truly in this game.
魔法だと信じるもよし。そのものの毒素次第であろうな。
でもこれはかつての魔法の一部を説明はできるけど、全てを説明することはできないわ。話を戻すけれど、この程度の魔法やおまじないを信じるという程度の話では、頑くなに恋ができないと嘆いていた家具たちに、それを許すことのできる黄金蝶のブローチとは一体何かという問いに答えられない。
そこにいる二人のベアとの話を鵜呑みにするなら、魔法には彼らの諦めを取り除く力があると考えるのが妥当であろう。
We might assume that magic had the power to cancel out their feelings of resignation. I guess. Yeah, I mean, you could say that, yeah.
どうして家具は恋をしてはいけないの？どうして魔法のブローチの力が必要なの？確かにあんたやベアトたちの話は一見、それにおぼろげとはいえ答えを与えているような気がする。
Yeah, very, very vague. True, Angie. They always give us answers that are just vague, that you need to understand it fully.
でも朗読者だから言わせて。それでは納得がいかないの。
納得とは。
家具たちはもっともっと悲壮な宿命に抗おうとしているわ。恋愛成就のお守りを託されたくらいで自己改革ができる程度のものだったとは思えないの。現にシャノンはかつてジョージお兄ちゃんとの出会いのきっかけを作ったのはブローチのおかげだけど、それ以降は魔法の力を借りずに関係を深めたいと言ってベアトにブローチを返そうとさえしたわ。彼女はその時点で一度は魔法の奇跡と決別したはず。なのになぜ再びその力を必要としているの？
さて、恋と結婚は別物としか言いようがないであろうな。
Federine laughed lightly. She had probably formed a theory of her own and was laughing at Angie, who hadn't reached it yet.
聞かせてよ。あんたの見解。
もう少し寝かせたい。それに疑問を持ち思考を巡らすそなたを見ることもまた朗読の楽しみだ。私の見解を話せばそなたはそれに納得し思考を止める。 それでは朗読が面白くない。
すでに答えを知ってる推理小説を読ませて右往左往するところを見て楽しんでるってわけね。
それが感激の魔女というものだ。悪趣味と笑いたくば笑うがよい。我が巫女よ。
わははは。
Okay. I understand that part of magic is created by a believing heart, and that magic probably permeates deep into the world of humans as well. However, though it permeates so far, the power that dwells within magic is small. Lots of people visit shrines to pray for success on tests. However, people rarely credit such a visit as a reason for the success. Kinda true though, right? And that is true though, yeah. People will go there, but when they succeed, they're gonna forget that they went there in the first place. Yeah, that is correct though. Like let's say they would pray to God. Like I think for most people they'll do that. They'll pray to God that please help me on my test tomorrow. And then when they succeed and then when they pass, they're not gonna even say thank you God. No, right? No, it's just like, yes, I passed, but that's it. By itself, praying does little more than give one peace of mind. In love, where even a small chance and a little bit of encourage can result in major changes, this power can sometimes bring about incredible transformations. However, would something like that really be enough to change the insurmountable fate of furniture? In the past, when Shannon and George were brought together, I imagined that the brooch's magical power functioned as a little more than a ritualistic charm. However, by now, the magical power that the furniture seek from the brooch, it's not something as vague as a ritual. It feels much more stronger, like a different interpretation of magic. If you believe in a sleight of hand, it becomes magic. But that's no more than a child's trick. And that only explains one part of magic. They are hoping for something. They're hoping for something with much more power. For true magic, not a sleight of hand.
家具たちは黄金蝶のブローチにどんな魔法を期待しているというの？
黄金蝶のブローチ？
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチが霊境を割るのと引き換えにシャノンに与えた恋を成就させる魔法のお守り。これがそれです。
From his pocket, Cannon pulled a single wing from a gold butterfly. Though it was a single wing, it was easy to tell from its shape that it had originally been part of something with a butterfly motif.
このブローチの魔法はシャノンにジョージ様と恋仲になる機会を与えました。しかしそれを最後まで成就する前に僕に譲りました。だから僕はこのブローチの力でお嬢様の好意を得ました。
そんなわけないよ。私がカノン君を好きになったのは自分の素直な気持ちだぜ。
So yeah, you could say that, let's say later, right? Later in this episode. So if you get the full part now of this gold butterfly, and then, yeah, you will succeed. And that is gonna be the winner of, what do you call this? This conflicted feelings.
ありがとうございます。お嬢様は人間だから魔女も魔法も信じない。
I highly doubt it though. I highly doubt it's gonna be Kanon, I mean we call it Shannon, George, Jessica, and Kanon. I highly doubt these two. I think it's gonna be Butler though. But we'll see. But yeah, then again, who knows? Maybe it's just gonna end in, like, for example, nothing, right? Like no one wins. You could also say that, right? I don't know.
無理もないことです。 しかし魔法で生み出された家具の僕がここに存在すること自体が魔法の奇跡の存在する証拠なのです。
ごめん。何の話？
Jessica's like, the hell are you talking about? It's so weird. Jessica tried to make sense of Kanon's words. However, she couldn't understand and had to ask him to repeat it, wearing a stiff smile. Like Kanon back then, he wouldn't talk to Jessica on the different stuff, but now he's telling everything. Like even Jessica is kind of like weirded out, like, what are you talking about? Like it's much better in Shannon's side whenever she talks to George, I mean.
僕もシャノンも
Both Shannon and
恋を
I.
成就させるには魔法が必要なのです。そのための鍵がこのブローチ。僕が踏んで割ったので僕たちは一つずつ持ち合っています。
The brooch had lost its power when it was split in half. However, if it was ever joined together again, its magic would be revived. It would revive the miraculous power that could join furniture and human together.
しかし一つのブローチは一人の願いしか叶えない。家具の僕たちはこの一つのブローチによってどちらかしか結ばれ得ないのです。
That was the final seed of love, a spark of love, which the old, shrilly laughing Beatrice had sown. The old Beatrice had said that humans tormented by the spark were like ripe fruit, which she cruelly used for her own enjoyment. What is that again? Okay. Final seed of love. However, the magic infused within the seed was real. It was the only crystallization of magic that the Golden Witch Beatrice ever left in this world. Its glint increased.
何？
大丈夫です。でも直接は見ないで。目をやられます。
The glint grew even stronger, shining like the sun. Even without Kanon's warning, Jessica wouldn't have been able to stop herself from covering her eyes with her hands. As the light grew stronger, a sound like the roar of the wind or the tide also grew in intensity. The sound of the wind and rain outside had already been overwhelmed. Jessica could no longer even stand, and she crouched on the floor. A flood of sound and light until it withdrew. Jessica could do nothing but moan. It cracked. It's over. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, pretty much they're pretty much implying that only one can win. And they need that brooch, right? So how is that? Let's say fight? Not fight.
さあさあさあ、今は大丈夫ですよ。急ぎましょう。
Fight is not the right word, but how are they gonna like deal with this, right? Hopefully in this episode I'm most likely it's gonna be in this episode, but yeah. How are they gonna do that then? But maybe we could see like a magic fight between them. I mean, you could say that, right? In this game world, that they would fight for their love, fight for that brooch, and whoever wins is gonna get their happy ending, their true love. Their love will succeed, and then yeah, the others will be sealed. So I cannot wait for that to happen. But yeah, as I said, Beatrice is gonna be involved in here for sure, because yeah, Butler needs love as well. I wonder though how's it gonna happen? We're gonna find out, right? We still have the two Beatrices, Elder Beatrice, Chick Beatrice, they haven't even fused yet, right? So maybe we'll get a scene where they fuse first, and then maybe after that there's gonna be some battles between them, all three of them. But yeah, the difference is for Beatrice is her character, right, in the game world. And Butler, yeah, that's a big difference though. So like I'm just assuming that they're gonna be involved with this, but how? Or maybe Butler's not gonna be involved in this, only Beatrice, right? Because yes, for Canon and Shannon, both their loves are shown in the game world. They're literally showing us, right? But for Butler himself, it is different. Like there's no, I guess, let's say romance in the game world Butler. The Butler that, yeah, is in the game world. There's nothing like that because, yeah, Beatrice is, how do I say this? They don't really have interaction, at least for now. We have the interactions between, what do you call this? The Game Master, Territory Lord, Meta World Butler. Right? That's a different one. So yeah, now that I think about it, how is it gonna happen? I don't know, we'll just find out, right? We'll just find out. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 6 in the next one. So I'll just see you then guys, bye bye.